Right, let's get started on just a few key positions on Himmelsdorf, starting with this window. This window is really important from north. Basically, you put a tank in it basically every single time. This window is basically to spot this. You can also, like, if you're really lucky, you might see them coming if they drive badly, but this push should always be unspotted from this window. But this push is basically to spot this rotation and this rotation. Uh, so yeah, the enemy team can't rotate out of 1-2 or rotate from 1-2 to hill or rotate hill to 1-2. So it's a very important position to keep hold of. Another key position on Himmel is this little hold down area. If you can get a tank into this, it's very nice. It is a bit risky because some teams are putting quite a lot of tanks here, but if you can get into this position, you counter basically the whole of G line. You spot any kind of push on 8 line here. You can push away this guy from the window. If there's something also in this window, or he has to play really far forward, and he should be getting shot from the other two windows in his cupola and other turrets and stuff like that. So it's a really powerful position to get into, but it is a risk doing it because you should probably be spotted going into it, so people can pre-aim from you on you. People, if they have 50Bs, they can also pre-aim on you from like here, but it's a very good position. Can't really be used with anything with a cupola. Can't put an E5 there, but 279, IS7, IS4, something along them lines is very nice in this position. It can't really be killed from hill. It could be HE'd, but it can't really be killed. It just doesn't have the angle from hill, but it's a really nice position. Another key position, or I mean, I guess it's kind of key, but is this position in a CS. I think I talk about it later into the video, but basically the idea is you bring a CS from north. Enemy team does not have a CS. You can push the CS straight across to this to here. He then just spots this for you. You get really early hill info, and you can use that in your strat. Right, here is a few positions from south now that are very key. Basically, the opposite window to start off with, very key for this map. This spots this rotation, and that is very, very helpful. So you always spot this. It's very nice to have that info. They cannot rotate to hill or rotate from hill without you seeing it. Really, really nice. The next key position on from south is this hold down. This hold down, if you can get a nice 7 there, 705A, something with basically without a cupola that's somewhat fast, you can go in here and you spot this rotation. You won't see them at the start of the game. You're not fast enough, but you will see them if they try and leave hill. Very helpful for if you're pushing 1-2 or like doing some like 8 line and 1-2 because you see them rotating back from hill or not. If you don't see anything, you know they're mostly hill. If you haven't spotted anything else anywhere, really nice position. You can run away with it basically always in time if they try and push you. Can be difficult if they're playing here, but like you just kind of accept your fight and accept your death for this info. It's really good. You spot here and here. Next position that's quite key is E1. This position you normally take with a 260 i7 You can even take a BZ or CS there. Something with that's very fast. Use this position to spot this. You basically see if anything is in 1-2 or 3 line in this case. So if you're pushing 1-2, you know exactly how much is here and can adapt accordingly. If you need to send more guys here, or you can just drive into them. It's very nice. You might get shot like through here if people are aiming, but most of the time it should be fine. It's quite a hard shot because you're moving quite quick. But yeah, very nice. Another key position on this map is here. Basically, you should always put a tank here. I can't really think of any strat that you wouldn't. This just spots literally everything going 3 line. You always have enough of your range to see it. You can't really sneak by it. And the person that always spawns closest to it should basically always go there. Unless it's like a 50B, then obviously he goes towards the hill or whatever you're doing with the 50Bs. But 60 TP, 279, something with a bit of turret armor that can even angle up should always be here to spot this rotation. It sees 1-2s really early for you, so it's kind of a must-have position. Same with this window. Another key position from south is these little alleyways here. I talk about it later into the video, but it is really painful to try and clear things in this pocket. If you have a guy shielding from this direction that blocks the gap, and then you have like 2 guys here and 2 guys here, it's like, you know, it's perfect crossfire for anything trying to push into you. Takes ages to die if you have E100s or 60 TPs in there, because they can, you know, use the rubble piles and everything, which makes it really inconvenient to try and clean out. Most people use it with like, you know, 4 or 5 tanks, maybe even less sometimes if they're playing hill with a lot, because it just takes so long for them to die that you can always get back in time and reinforce. Okay, from north, most people, I mean, a very simple strat, I guess, would be just pushing onto. Make it green. It's just a very simple strat where you can't really go wrong. Really. You could push 1-2 with your whole team. I tend not to. I just don't. I mean, you may as well just have something on 8 line IMO. Let me just bring another 60p. Right. So you have what? You have 10 pushing 1-2. Yeah, you just push. You will probably be spotted if there is a guy doing this. But basically your plan is, I'm just pushing this no matter what happens. I just have 60 TPs. If you don't have 60 TPs, kind of a bit not amazing, but like 279 could work. I mean, like an IS4, maybe 705A also could be fine. If you don't have any like fat heavy tanks, I would suggest getting them, but after that, I mean, kind of a bit fucked for Himmel if you don't have them, to be honest. So I would hope you have at least 10 people in that have 60 TPs. But this group of tanks, it depends. Now, after you get to like here, it depends on what you've spotted, basically, because you have 3 options. You either come out wide if they are like, they have like 3 or 4 people here that you can catch. You just go out wide and you kill them. If there is a lot here, then you go into 3 line, and you either go like this or you go like this. It depends on where they are. If they're all sitting like here, then you don't go into 3 line. You probably just wrap like this. Actually, I'm going to change the strat a little bit because I I actually prefer having some kind of hill presence for this. But you just push this group. You're either pushing like this or you're pushing like this. If they've gone like a lot hill, you can just bring a E100 like this if you're fast enough into this line, and then into this with a 60 piece. So you crossfire this basically, and you kill it. If they're like one guy here, and then they make a shield here, this guy runs to here, so you end up, say these are E100s, right? You're like, this is like the setup that they have, and then the rest of the tanks war hill, right? You kind of need to do this. I mean, they'll have 3 hill, probably. Like, you kind of need to kill this quickly, basically. So, because you need to kill this to start capping, basically. So I don't know, like probably like you want 2 60 TPs going all the way to the K line. Like you just drive them like this. You might send like 1 here, and then you send like 2 here to fight that, and or maybe 3. And then you bring these people into this with hopefully your double E100, if they can make it. If they can't, then they're just stuck like here somewhere, and they have to see what else they can do. You can replace these E100s with something faster if you want. I just like E100s because they're just so annoying if they want to, like, if they aggro at the start, basically. Kill this, you have 3 in cap, or 2 in cap at least. And they're forced to either repush into this, and hopefully you just win on crossfire angles. They will probably repush like this. If they're quick enough, they will try and stop you from trying to push into this lane, where they'll have like some guys here. It depends on what they see and how you do it, basically. Double 50B probably runs away. So that's just a very, very simple 1-2 pressure. Another simple strat from north. I mean, I don't like hill strats right now from north. I don't think they're very good. Like going full hill. If you go hill with like 8, no, like 6 or less, like that's kind of like a split, then that's like okay. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. But like you need to be very wary on what the enemy team might do as well. Like, I would only bring more than 6 hill if you think they're sending like 5 and you want to overmatch it, and just like go push them and kill them, basically. But it's a very big risk, because if they push 1-2, push like straight 1-2 and like this, it's not gonna end well most of the time, because they can get guys on 5 line and stuff. It's not a great situation to be in. Another strat would be, I'll just show you this kind of split idea. So you have this, you have 4 E100s, 1 is in this little cubby bit. Again, you have 2 going in. You can have another tank on 8 line if you really want. I mean, it's fine to bring 4 5 E100s for this, it's okay. Bring a 279 to spot this and this. I like having a 279 here, because if you are a 60 DP, you can spot this unspotted if it's a 60 DP, because he just doesn't have enough of your range. Like, it's like literally a 10-meter difference, where you can sneak past if he's a bit back in the window. So I just bring a 279 just to stop that from happening. This position on the outside of the railway station just spots 1-2 for you, because this 60 DP is designed to spot 3 line for you. And then you have double 50B again, and then you can bring 2 60s to do this if you want, because this just stops, like, if they go like like this. They can't do this anymore, basically, and then you can get your E100s in. That's why you bring 260s for this. They can still be punished, so you need to watch out because they could go here and just shoot them, especially if they have bad spawns. But hopefully your E100s are like maybe in time to punish this a little bit, at least in return. If for some reason you think that they are pushing like straight like this, you don't send them in because they will just be caught. You probably swing them out to 1-2, or you can just send them to hill at the start if you think they're just going to YOLO through this. And yeah, the idea of the strat is kind of similar to the 1-2 pressure. Kind of is in the end. Like, I think I start using 60Ps here because like what you want them to do is to peek up on this like little rubble pile here, and then make this guy on this corner back off because this guy spots this spot basically. So then you just bring your one team from 1-2 and you go push out the 1-2 basically, and then these W100 can come in if possible, and then it just becomes similar to a 1-2, but this time you're kind of sitting more back in positions waiting for them to do something, and you're taking courtyard control off them basically at the start of the game. These can be 60 TPs. You can do this with 60 TPs. Again, they will be punished, at least from this window. If they send some other guy's window, they also will be punished. You go like this, like here, so you shouldn't really be spotted by anything, and then you get spotted like when you peek this corner. Yeah, you can, like, if you see like they're bringing, I don't know, like 3 tanks hill, so they bring like double 50B and CS on their team, and you think you can catch it, you can send your 260s hill and hopefully make them push into this. And this is really just a really painful push for them to push into. Yeah, that's kind of the basic strats I would use. I will just show you a hill one. It can work still, for sure, but it's quite risky as well. So you bring your 3 BZs like this. You can also push 60 TPs. I personally do that myself. I just think it's very nice. You then bring other 2 BZs if you want. And maybe with 50 Bs actually. But like the idea is you just make this crossfire, and it's annoying as hell for the enemy team to do anything. I mean, you can bring even more 60 Ps if you want, just so you're fully killing hill. Yeah, like they cannot, they won't win this. I mean, you're bringing 10 hill. It's quite insane. But if they also bring 10 hill, I mean, even with 15 hill, like this tank will like probably kill at least 12 of them. So like it's a really powerful hold. Like if you want, you can minus the 60 TPs like on this side, and they go downside or whatever. So then you have these people making shields for each other. You can make them 260s so they have no weak spots basically, or IS7s. That's probably what I would do, and then I would have everything else lower side. So again, 279 in this. I would bring a mouse. Again, this might tell them what you're doing if you bring a mouse. But I think it's okay. People still use mouses anyway on Himmel sometimes, so like it's fine. I don't know. I'd bring another guy window like this. These guys can be whatever. I mean, you might make them just hold 1-2, maybe for now. Or you might even bring another tank to 8 line. I don't know. Kind of up to you how you place your tanks on the lower side. Obviously, you have 1 here, 2 here. You want them to be 279s, so they can run and go up on this like little ledge, like on the little red line, and you are very annoying to kill there. It will take ages for you to die. Yeah, if they come hill, you just kill them. I think in like any scenario, unless they bring 9 or 10, you should be winning this fight. unless they bring like 5 BZs, I guess, and also go straight up the hill, which I doubt they will. If they push lower side, or if they do like some kind of like this and this, then these double 279 tries to run away to here. These 60TPs can try and get to here. This 279 can stay or run. Depends on if they just put full pushing 1-2, then he can probably just stay. If they're doing like this, it depends really. Because here it's very safe, but if you have a guy here, he just dies. Because he can just angle up here really well. So it's up to the 279 guy if he wants to keep, like, he comes like this and then keeps on running away, or he just stays down here, or he stays here and just tries to live. Basically, if I don't know, I mean, so many things I could do on here. If they're pushing like 8 line, obviously you just rotate back. As long as you get hill control, you just rotate back, or you decide to push their base. That's kind of what you have to do with the strat if they don't fight hill against you. This is not my advance. I'm playing with Boyka and Rez's commander, good friend. But we are against Towel. So our lineup, and it's pretty standard. They're bringing double BZ, double 50B, a 260, a VKK. My guess for this would be the double 50B is going hill with the BZs, so that's 4 hill. The 260 I think would go E1 or F8, because there's not really any other position for the 260. It kind of makes no sense on why you'd bring a 260 and then send them anywhere else. The VKK will be 8 line with probably the 3 E100s. They might play courtyard. The 60Ps could be really anywhere. They could be bringing them to hill, being pushed by a double BZ, double 50B, so they have now 8 hill. But you kind of just need to decide what you think they might do. If you can't tell, I would just do your normal opener and not try and complicate things. Main things to look out for on Himmel is if they're playing, or are they going to play hill? So do they have 50Bs, BZs, CS? Are they going to push courtyard straight with like 60Ps? And that lineup is like, there is maybe only double 50B, and then the rest are like 60Ps or even hundreds. In that case, you would send enough to win hill, and then just keep them in courtyard, basically, and trying to win that way. What I would think the enemy team would do, I think it's E100's 8 line, the 60DPs are probably 1-2, with a double 50B and double BZ on the hill. That would be my guess. I also took the wrong setup here. I should be taking turbo in the CS. Anyway. Okay, so now, I mean, the 260 is going courtyard by himself. The 50Bs are lower. Yeah, they're just pushing courtyard. So I would probably just keep me. It was unspotted. The double BZ is still unspotted, so I would send me and the double 50B up the hill still. Everything else should turn around. I think Boyka did say to turn around, but I don't think people listened. So we're a bit delayed about this. So yeah, we are completely fine in this situation. Mostly because they haven't pushed 8 line at all, so 2-face is completely safe. We're on hill, we're farming. They cannot push our 1-2 because we have 6 and they have 5. So they can't push that, so they're all stuck and they're just being farmed from courtyard. I mean, now they're pushing 8 line, but we have reinforced. Our double 50B should just go kill. Probably they have double 50B, so they shouldn't do that. You could even send like double 60B back to B5 if you want to just kill the 5 line. BZs are still unspotted. Yeah, there they are. So I obviously run away because there's going to be another BZ somewhere, and I don't want to fight it. 2 BZs or even 1, but like the health is just 4k up. Like we just held 1-2. That's like a really important thing of people pushing courtyard. Because if they can't win 1-2, they are stuck in courtyard, and if you win hill, you just farm all of courtyard. So it's a delicate balance of where you put your tanks. Because if you can hold 1-2 and gain hill, I think you just win the game because they are just stuck and you just farm them. If you lose 1-2 or they can push 1-2, then you need to reinforce your tanks from the hill back to 1-2. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I would say pretty simple game. Courtyard straight pushes can work, and they also can't. Might not, if especially this kind of split was really bad for the enemy team. Our split, at least. So they couldn't really do much, really. Oh, yeah, a nice game. Let's just clean up now. I missed. Unlucky. Someone else killed me. Anyway, right. On to the south. Okay, let's start the strats from north. South, sorry. Now, south I feel is. I personally like it more than north. Even though north is probably the better side for Himmel. Because you can get onto hill pretty well now, and like this is really powerful. This is powerful. I mean, just a lot of positions are just really good for north side. But I like south, but north is probably the better side. So let's just start pretty simple. Let's just do a 1-2 kind of push. We'll look kind of change it though slightly. We will bring 4 BZs. You can bring IS7s or 260s if you want. I just like BZs because they have so much health and they have a nice gun to, well, the alpha damage is nice, basically. And the idea is, okay, I need to change 2 tanks out. So this becomes a mouse. This becomes either an IS7, 705A, something that's kind of fast and can get into a hold down, basically. And the idea is these BZs literally boost across like this. If you can catch the guy in the window, you can. You can just go here and here with the BZs and kill him, as long as they don't have like shit tons of 8 line. If they are like heavy stacked 1-2, you bring your BZs and you just go push into like this window, maybe here, and the 60 DPs either cross over or just, I mean, most likely you're crossing over to kill A2 if there's anything there. If they don't send anything out A2 and they just run away, then the BZs go into the 5 line and make hold downs for each other in this little corner place. If they have nothing hill, you can keep a BZ on the outside, like maybe 1 or 2 here, but most teams will have it, people on hill. So you can't really hide here very well. So you can hide like here-ish, but I think just go in with either 3 or 4 of you. And then the idea is these 60 TPs will just keep on going and then just re-push into the 5 line. If they either go like this from the hill, or the people that are falling back will go into this, or they go into this, then you just go kill, hopefully. Basically, that's the very simple idea of the strat. Things you need to be careful of. Not a lot, really. You need to be careful if they're playing like the strat I did earlier with like the E100s coming 8 line. If they're all sitting here, then this cross is painful as hell. So the BZs might not be able to go into the 5 line. So you need to think about it. This window here spots this rotation. This I7 spots this rotation. So you should always see them coming off hill, like every time. So you should know where they all are. You can send, if you want to replace one of these 60 DPs for a 260 or something fast to go E1 to spot this early, you can do that. That's fine. No problems with that. Maybe you can bring even a BZ, but I mean, I think 5 BZs is probably a bit much. So this is a very pretty simple strat. It can catch off a lot of people. Like weaker FCs normally are bad in reacting to enemy pushes because they just don't know the exact places to go to try and stop it. Like this push can work against most tactics, and lots of FCs will just panic when they see 4 BZs coming across mid because they don't know where to go, especially because you'll have 6 CCTVs unspotted, basically. So that's a very simple strat. From south, I think hill is a lot more viable, especially if you're defending, because you can just sit on hill and just cover the whole of underside. I would bring like 1 BZ, you can bring double 50B. Your choice, you can bring E5s if you want up the hill, and then you can bring like, I don't know, 1 or 2 60TPs. It depends. It depends on what the enemy lineup is. If you think they're playing hill with more than, I don't know, like 4, then you just bring 2 more guns and then you win hill. But you just need to wait and see what you see. You can probably bring a mouse or E100 8 line. It doesn't really matter. I would bring one double E100 here with a 60dB here, and then I'd probably bring another one to the window. And then you can bring an E4 if you want, or an E3. Either works. I just prefer having another 60dB. I'm a very simple man. Me see 60dB, I pick 60dB. Because it's just much more helpful having 3k health rather than 2k with weak armor, right? So yeah, but like it's up to you. If you want to bring an E3 or an E4, you can. I will not stop you. And they can still work, as long as the person that's in it can aim. Right? So very basic. It's just like if they have less on hill, you push over, probably with your BZ and double 50B. You can leave a tank on hill, probably an E5, ideally, just so he has farm on all of this. The guy on hill needs to be very careful, but he needs to think about when he's going to move from hill and go help his team, because you can't sit on hill the whole time. And then the idea is, oh, I'm so tired today. I'm very sorry. Your double 50p and BZ will come 8 line and hopefully kill anything that's here, because your 60Bs can either come 8 line or they can go back to base. Like this strat requires the FC knowing where to reinforce his 60TPs and E5s, basically, because it's very important. It depends if you're holding this, because if they're pushing 1-2, the E100 makes literally a shield, so they cannot get in it, and then you just run with everything away into like these positions, and you're incredibly hard to push out now. I don't know. This 60 feet runs from window and he goes here. I would say good luck trying to kill this in under 2 or 3 minutes. It's really difficult because you kill this E100, sure, but now you need to go into this. That doesn't look fun to me. So you need to decide where your 60DPs and E5s want to go. Reinforce, basically. If you think you can hold this, you probably just go 8 line with your tanks behind you. You just go kill the whole courtyard area. If you think this needs help, then you probably just reinforce to like here, or you can try and push out K line again. Himmel is a lot about the FC calls on where to repush, especially for this strat. Because maybe you don't need to go full camp mode, and you can maybe repush this with your 60DPs or something. So it really depends on what you see for this strat. It's very difficult for me to explain like every fucking reaction, because there's a lot. So trial and error, I would imagine. to do this. I mean, I'm still even learning like some of the rotations because I don't play this strat a lot. Like I'm trying to use it a bit more because I think it's quite strong if you get it down well. I mean, like as well as if you're defending as well and they haven't pushed lower side at the start, you kind of just it's very painful for the enemy team to do anything. They kind of just can't really do much to you anymore because any push just gets obliterated from hill. So yeah, like if they don't do it straight, they can't really take courtyard because we just wreck it. 8 line, you won't see it. Really, you won't see it till here, but it's fine. As long as the 60p is in the window spotting this rotation, they can't really surprise you with like a shit ton coming up the hill unless they have like 4 E100s or something and then they decide to bring them up the hill. Then yeah, need to be a bit worried about that. But most teams, I feel like, will only have like 4 max here, and they probably need to keep at least 1, so it's 3 more. And yeah, like so, you need to be careful of that, but it shouldn't happen that much. And if they push 1 too late, you can just punish them through the gap, and that's probably like 3k bleed for them. And then yeah, you just take positions and then decide where you want to repush. So very a flexible strat, for sure. I mean, you could even like just bring these 60p's over to here. So if you want to reinforce hill, like you could do that as well. I just like having tanks here so I can punish this cross. It's quite nice in the opening stage. That's it for south. I will go to the replays to show what I'm thinking. Okay, here's another game with Reses. I actually couldn't find like any Himmel game right now in my replays because I cleared them out like 2 days ago. So these are very recent games. Unfortunately, they have 14, but you can still look at this game. We have 3 BZs, double 50B, so we could play hill, we could push courtyard. That's kind of like our 2 things that we could do with this lineup. Them, CS, BZ, 277, E5, rest, fat, heavy tanks. I mean, max they send like 4 hill. Like it'd be the CS E5, 277, and a BZ. They could also bring the 60Ps hill, but slow. So if you haven't seen many 60Ps in like the first minute of the game, they are most likely hill. And you need to decide if you need to get off hill and push something else, or you decide to rotate the hill and try and fight it. But yeah, my guess for their lineup probably BZ, CS hill. Everything else probably on downside, probably pushing downside straight. Our lineup, since we kind of know we can kind of get hill kind of for free, we should probably just send our 50Bs and me hill. We could send our BZs as well, but it's maybe not needed. Can't remember what we do in this game. I think we just push courtyard. No, we play hill, I think. Yeah, we play hill. So it's kind of like the strat I was talking about playing hill. Boyga asked me to push a 50B. I would imagine because they have a CS, and if you push a 50B and a CS, you can catch the guy on the building, on like this rubble pile I was on about. So yeah, they push courtyard. They'll push 1-2 in courtyard. We get hill for free. CS is playing really passive, obviously, because he can't run. We push over the hill just to get that control. And we're already back in the 8 line to punish their recross. We're already 5k up. Granted, they have a tank not around, to be fair. So yeah, I think Krias should have probably blocked that a bit better, but it's fine. I mean, they don't even try for it, so it's fine. And yeah, now 60p should also run away, but you see how long it takes to push out. And that was only like 2 tanks here, and it took them still like 2 minutes, which is a long fucking time. At the same point, we have cleared all of courtyard. Like, yeah, if this in advances with strike, this game should be basically over because you should really keep strike until for the base resets. Got this game got a bit close on the cap, but overall it's still fine. It's a pretty simple game again. Like they just can't clear like the U100 and Jaeger, and that's only 2 tanks. If you have even more there, they just can't clear it, and you're just living here for so long, and it's just really annoying for them. Because as soon as you get like the D line where the VKK is, you just kill everything in courtyard, and they can't stay there anymore. So like, it's a pretty simple game for us.